Are you a hot-blooded, virile male? Then this is the game for you. Do you suffer from a receding hairline, fetal alcoholism, or untreated syphilis? Then this is also the game for you. Would you like to be a brawny, manlet dwarf fighter? Or a horrific mutant that grows an extra limb every few levels and can eventually swing 8 different axes at once? Or a snail pianist who has to slowly sliver to his next concert while being crushed to death by his poor choice of profession? Choices matter. Choices like choosing to shoot the undead or choosing to shoot a hot load inside your sister Gwen's fertile womb without barrier protection. He can jump higher than any white person ever recorded in history. Chlamydia, the burning of which will only get more intense as you ignore the symptoms and avoid seeing your local GP. This is it. This is when I start drinking. Forced to subsist on a diet of cum soup. It's homemade. For more top 62s of your favorite Ben 10 merchandise, subscribe to WatchMojo.com. Tune in next week where we cover our top 62 Ben 10 gravestones for your loved ones, so don't miss that. Sadly, my little girl drank from a dodgy well and got pregnant. Luckily, I still had 2 bottles of sulfuric acid, the most effective way to terminate an unwanted alien pregnancy. If there's a big RPG you're excited for in the coming years, ask yourself a question: is there going to be a B level? If not, why not? Put pressure on modern developers. It's unacceptable that in 2017, if a small Korean boy plays a Western RPG, he's more likely to see a sewer level than a B level. One day this boy will grow up and say to himself, "Man, I wish I knew what bees looked like because I'm horribly allergic to them," as he walks headfirst into a nest and is stung to death. His blood will be on your hands, Western game devs. But I digress. A short tutorial later, you're sent off on your quest to die in exile on the Isle of Asperger's, hopefully before your kind has a chance to reproduce. Much like the infinite bounds of autism, the map is also infinite. While incest is accepted and legal in modern times, many would argue that discussion into the issue only really started since the release of Ben 10 and Gwen Jigsaw. The latest offering by Peter Molyneux and Lionhead Studios, Ben 10 Alien Scene Primitive challenges our preconceptions and notions of what it means to be a video game. Not sure what to get your family for Christmas? Why not invest in a classic Sseth trademark loot box? You never know what you'll get. Maybe a door handle, a kitchen accessory, or even a coat hanger. The possibilities are endless. Buy while stocks last. Bam! 10 hours into your playthrough, you'll have porn dumped on your face. In fact, you'll be drowned in it after that point. The game doesn't pull a Monster Girl Quest situation on you, where you get suckered into vanilla material and end up being digested by an Iron Maiden, or fused to a female anglerfish, and atrophied into a pair of gonads, and fend off the waves of unwashed brown masses that want to destroy everything because technology and tools terrify them. Introducing Shitbricks, the revolutionary condensed cornstarch coffee substrate designed to give you energy and bowel movements on the go. Just open up your hermetically sealed brand pack of Shitbricks to access the central block. With a sharp chisel or knife, carefully dislodge no more than an ounce of dark gold, and consume as you please. Chew it, solubilize it in strong acid and drink it, or simply heat it on a tablespoon and smoke it. If you would like to order a pack of Shitbricks, you can't. But we do offer free international shipping. I'm going to be going into hiding for a week. A game where you can marry your own dog, genetically engineer a child to have more feet so they can wear 2 pairs of shoes, or kill a dragon by throwing alcohol at it until it's too drunk to defend itself. My current roommates started asking questions like, "Who are you? How did you get in here?" And "Please don't hurt me. My parents have money." I don't recommend playing it unless you're a big fan of a series or a nihilist, or you have a contractual obligation to the Merchants Guild, which has been generously funding these videos and threatens me that if I ever stop, they'll take off another one of my sister's fingers. I don't even have a sister. Settling once and for all the question of whether smoking makes you rapidly evolve and develop gigantism. What the Bible missed in translation for the story of David and Goliath was that Goliath chain-smoked Lucky Strikes. Everyone points the blame towards the elves. About time someone dealt with these knife-eared fucks. Because elves subsist on a free-range, non-GMO diet of lettuce and avocado, which makes their bones brittle and their skin crack from loud noises. In a dystopian future, Japan's birth rates have plummeted. In the year 2018, all men have either died off or gone gay, whichever is worse. You possess the only source of fertile seed. Your destiny is to repopulate Nippon and make a future for the land of a rising sun, plus a constant infusion of Viagra Cialis, ensuring that you will never experience a half-chub ever again. Sperm bidding begins immediately on national television. The pricing is entirely speculative and highly volatile. A single embryo dose could go from anywhere as low as several million yen to 100 million, depending on the demands and desperation of the purchaser. Riots break out in the streets. Sperm thefts are answered by the gallows or the rope. Civic order is maintained through martial law. Women take out huge loans only to fail repayment. Naturally, I also needed to hire companions who would align with my management philosophy. They needed to be cold-hearted, lacking any conscience, any shred of remorse. So I surrounded myself with murderers, vagabonds, and women. Ben 10 Adventure follows the story of Ben 10 on his adventure through the Mushroom Kingdom to save his sister Gwen from Ganondorf, helped by his characteristic twin Italian brother, Link. Let's forget that this is a planet home to titans, dragons, and Johnny Depp. Everybody loves Shayna's ass. Naturally, I started as the only black man in Europe, a man lost and looking for purpose after his parents were killed by the Malaria Clan. I needed to show these crackers how to fight good, how to fight better than their enemies. I would show them the way of a trouser snake. I could not avenge my parents, but I can seduce these fine young ladies. How you doing, Lady Alfred? You play as Chad Thundercock. Your peers and colleagues don't expect much from a kid clumsy enough to lose both parents, but you aim to prove them wrong, and in the process, dump a whole gallon tank of baby batter into all manner of women, monsters, and wildlife. Consider these your main hoes. Your options are autistic warrior girl who is mentally stunted and eats cats, mage girl whose ID totally says she's legal, xenophobic angels completely reformed after the Wilfred D, essence draining succubi drained and destroyed by Will, the nut demon, the grim reaper, Wilfred nuts inside death itself, and the 1,000-year-old virgin elf hippie girl who commits eternal devotion to you. Your dick is out of control. He is the anime equivalent of Genghis Khan. Yes, I know my honor is like -60, but those villagers had it coming. They should have just given me the cloth hides. Nobody had to die. But when a peasant acts like a bitch, he gonna die like a bitch. Gamers will be avoiding snowboarding and other physical activities for a long time. The gaming industry has repeatedly been saved from financial collapse by Ben 10 each time. Modern copies of Farming Simulator are electronically linked to real-life driverless farms in Germany, tricking the average German male into supporting the Eurozone economy without pay. The grains produced from such operations are so cheap and plentiful that the EU can afford to airlift them by the metric ton and drop them directly on sub-Saharan African villages, instantly drowning the native population in a river of wheat. The bad is everything else.
Hi there. Would you like to buy some armor?
This is torture. This is something Marquis de Sade would say is a little extreme and messed up. At the time, I said what's between us is purely professional, purely business. Much like in real life, where Caucasians possess the power of white guilt, and sand people have the ability to transform clocks into a device that can tell you the current time. Vampires can suck dick, levitate, and turn into gas. Trolls regenerate almost instantly. Dark elves learn the arts of the chosen people to make lucrative trade deals, and Hex Goyim who can't pay off their credit loans. Minotaurs are actually paladins with hooves, and the human classes are pretty self-explanatory. The knight is illiterate, the cleric can touch wounds and altar boys, and the necromancer can skelify himself to become a power lich. Sseth is shilling out, and with your hard-earned dollars, you can pay a medical professional to avoid his responsibilities and delay starting a family. John Jafari, another infamous white preacher pushing for atheist Sharia law.
Oh well. At least the installer worked on my laptop.
My parents forbid me from playing with skinheads. Go very deep into Emperor Hirohito's crypt and keep Emperor Hirohito from rising from the underworld as he plans to reinstate imperialist Japan, and the Liberal Democrat Party of Japan is shitting their pants because after he consolidates power, he'll publicly execute the spineless cuckolds that took US money and sold their own country from under their feet. Because I finally got to realize my childhood dream of fucking Hilda from Pokemon Black and White. Your butler informs you that the keep has been occupied by goblins and fallen into disrepair. Even after race cleansing the place, the goblin smegma is so heavily set into the brickwork that only dwarven bleach can hope to remove it. You come for the ass, you stay for the gameplay. So you go on wacky Scooby-Doo mystery-solving adventures together to figure out why fortune-telling isn't considered an empirical science and find out who's responsible. As it happens, anyone can write a writ of fate, but it takes a special kind of retard to follow the directions of a fortune cookie. Have a Merry Christmas. Sadly, we Jews don't celebrate Christmas because we killed Jesus. Now that I think of it, this isn't even a fantasy map. This is just a map of Denmark. Or autistically grind your stats and skills to the point where you can kill God. And then the God inside that God. Japan. The Catholic Church? Fuck those kids. The karma loss is a small price to pay for their screams. You can choose their personality, which varies from arrogant, annoying, or just stupid. Appropriately, I made a party of women. Most people die off. The lucky ones who survive become mindless mutants tainted by Elix, while the unlucky ones become Germans, where you might fight 3 or 4 homeless people for their soup. But these homeless people will put up one hell of a fight. They have nothing to lose, since they have nothing to give, except their lives. 3D graphics have something to do with triangles. I was tired and hungry. I had a long shift at the labs. I needed nourishment. The sexually repressed and frustrated woman at the counter took advantage of my weakness, handing me the greasiest and sloppiest donor ever conceived. I ate it, devoured it with gusto, and was filled with temporary, short-term bliss. Little did I know, I was also filled with food poisoning, and the catalyst for the mega shits my ass would experience for the next 3 days. While in pain I thought, who could be responsible for this? Who could condone such atrocities? I knew it. I knew it. Angela Merkel, you did this. You made me shit my guts out for 3 days straight. You fucking whore. More assets. Bigger assets. Enlarged, grotesque assets. After a disagreement over gender identity, they part ways and disappear. This is all told by an FMV sequence at the start of the game, which ends with you being blinded by Karl Marx's bullshit. When Europe was a fun, friendly place where every day was filled with strife, famine, pillage, and rape, or as I like to call them, a snuggle with a struggle. Rape isn't good. Ask any grown man which song he remembers from his childhood, and he'll tell you the music from Super Ben 10 Motobike. Is there a more iconic theme song? We think not. Remember how you told me to start war with the Sand People? I guess they did have it coming.
My name is Ogutu Mebike. I was a child soldier born in Gamboma, Congo. After fighting many wars for my war chief, Mufasa Fasagan Medik, I escaped during a standard nighttime rape. One of my specialties as a member of the elite Trouser Snake Child Army. I ran to a nearby village. After foraging through the trash can, I found several lumps of coal and lemons. I combined these together to make an NVIDIA graphics card. Just then, a man dying from the rape nader pulled my leg and said, "Brother, the only way out of here is to become a YouTube superstar." I tell you it is true. My friend made $5 whole US. I have US dollars. Brother! The man said to me again. Take my alien wargaming rig. It has only brought my family ruin. Go and become famous YouTuber. With his last words, the man finally succumbed to bullet poisoning. Since then, I changed my voice to sound more American, to appeal to the white devils. In truth, I don't even know what a video game is, and here I am.
Bradford, England, a vibrant and multicultural city of many diverse races, with their main exports being crime and grape juice accessories. Occasionally, several aliens may group together and go out as a scouting party from their nests. If space is available, they form an alien favela. Such favelas contain a limitless amount of anchor babies. Even though I'm stuck here, with Lady Alfron giving me blue balls, she keeps shouting at me using big words like genocide. I keep reminding her it wasn't genocide, it was pesticide. In the gaming industry, the customer is always wrong and deserves to be beaten and robbed in a seedy alleyway. Or walking outside in Berlin will result in your immediate stabbing. Thankfully for the Germans, you can't quick load in real life. Some moons ago, the radical white cleric known as Sam Hyde contacted me, asking me to shill his pills, and in shilling them, he would clear the fatwa put on my head by his fundamentalist Caucasian sect. One day, a robed middle-class man appears in the market square and goes for a walk. As an ogre attempts to culturally enrich him with his club, the peaceful ogre is flung away and suffers racially motivated fractures. But before he's able to sue, the man makes a run for it, conjuring a gigantic crystal crib on the spot and locking the front door. The crystal erupts, opening up portals to all 4 of the elemental planes and triggering Armageddon. It made me want to depopulate a schoolyard with lead. The weebs and man-children, myself included. And then, for the first time in gaming history, you have to successfully answer the antagonist password recovery questions to win the game. A child isn't legally a person unless you survive to the ripe old age of 13. So I give this game a thinking emoji out of 10.
Life is a prison, and we all serve our time.
Wait, where's the guard? Did he leave? Okay, fuck this. Here's my chance. Pray for me. See you guys next week.
Alarm! Alarm!
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive.